Network Spinal reveals how the slightest touches on the spine can activate completely natural self-healing systems. There is an ancient code embedded in each vertebra of your spine, which Donald Epstein mapped over decades of research, showing how subtle stimuli at precise points can trigger deep self-organizing responses. Your spine is not just a stack of bones holding your body upright. It is a cosmic antenna programmed with sacred geometry, capable of awakening spontaneous waves of regeneration when accessed through specific protocols. You are about to enter a path of reconnection with the deep intelligence of your nervous system, where minimal gestures awaken transformations that expand vitality and bodily awareness. There will be no superficial shortcuts here. You will understand how this anatomy of transformation works, a forgotten possibility that lives within every tissue of your body. By the end of this video, you will not only understand the foundation of this hidden code, but you will also feel in your own body the wave of healing that many sense, but few truly experience. This is the moment to discover why your spine holds secrets that can completely transform your relationship with your own body. Modern neuroscience confirms that each vertebral segment holds nerve ganglia that function like biological microcomputers, processing information independently of the conscious brain. These neural centers respond to specific stimuli through sequences of gentle touches that reactivate dormant circuits. Bessel van der Kolk demonstrated how trauma becomes literally imprinted in these spinal structures, creating tension patterns that can persist for years. The ritual of awakening internal waves that you are about to learn works directly with these microcomputers through the network spinal approach. Each region responds differently. The thoracic area processes emotions related to breathing and expression, while the lumbar region stores ancestral patterns of safety and survival. When stimulated in the correct order, these points trigger waves of reorganization that travel along the entire spinal axis like cascades of tissue release. The revolutionary discovery lies in the pressure. Touches lighter than the weight of a feather generate deeper responses than vigorous manipulations because they work in harmony with the innate intelligence of the nervous system. This ritual allows you to reactivate communication circuits that were shut down by chronic stress, restoring your body's ability to self-regulate through spontaneous waves that you will learn to awaken, consciously using only your fingertips on strategic points along the spine. Hermetic traditions have long known that the human spine mirrors the golden proportions found in galactic spirals and in nature's growth patterns. The Corpus Hermeticum teaches that, as above, so below, and your spine is literally the physical bridge between the macrocosm and the microcosm, structured according to the same sacred geometry that governs the expansion of the universe. Research in bioelectronics confirms that the spinal cord generates measurable electromagnetic fields, creating a communication network that goes beyond conventional neural transmission. Each vertebra resonates at specific frequencies, forming an internal musical scale that, when harmonized through network spinal, produces states of coherence between the heart, the brain, and the autonomic nervous system. Robert Schleip demonstrated that the fascia surrounding each vertebral segment holds specific emotional imprints. The cervical region stores patterns related to expression and communication. The thoracic area processes breathing and emotional vulnerability, while the lumbar spine retains ancestral codes of survival and tribal safety. Bruce Lipton has shown that deep somatic experiences can alter gene expression in real time, and network spinal functions as applied epigenetic technology, rewriting inherited trauma codes through the release of specific energetic knots along the spine. Pioneering studies in neuroplasticity show that practices integrating breath, conscious touch, and spontaneous movement activate cell repair proteins that remain dormant in most people. Each wave that moves through your spine during a session carries healing information that radiates into the family morphogenetic field, benefiting not only you but your entire lineage by transmuting dense patterns into elevated frequencies of consciousness. The precise mapping of neural centers in the spine reveals a sophisticated architecture that goes far beyond conventional anatomy. Each spinal region works as a specific hub for emotional and energetic processing, storing distinct layers of information that can be accessed through targeted touches. The atlanto-occipital region, where the first vertebra connects to the skull, processes patterns related to worldview and fundamental beliefs about existential safety. Moving down the cervical spine, each vertebra from C1 to C7 corresponds to specific aspects of communication and expression. C3 and C4 store patterns around speaking one's truth, while C5 and C6 are linked to vocal creativity and the ability to set energetic boundaries. The cervicothoracic transition marks the territory of the emotional heart, where T1 to T4 hold memories related to self-love, vulnerability, and the ability to receive affection. The middle thoracic vertebrae, T5 to T8, function as a center for processing emotional breath and the capacity to expand into life, while T9 to T12 store codes about personal power and the ability to make autonomous decisions. Each point can be identified through gentle palpation when old patterns are crystallized. The region feels denser, less responsive to touch, with an energetic quality that seems frozen or hardened. The lumbar region holds the most primal patterns of survival and tribal connection. L1 and L2 process issues related to material abundance and financial security. L3 is associated with sexuality and primal creativity, while L4 and L5 carry ancestral memories of family belonging and the ability to be fully present in one's own body. The sacrum serves as a center for spiritual power and connection to life force, while the coccyx processes patterns related to grounding and connection with the earth. To identify specific blockages, pay attention to the quality of breath. When each region is touched, crystallized areas often produce breath-holding or shallow breathing, while fluid regions allow for natural diaphragm expansion. Temperature also varies, with old blockages tending to feel either cooler or excessively warm, indicating energetic stagnation or chronic emotional inflammation. The complete ritual begins with conscious positioning. Lie face down on a firm surface, arms relaxed alongside the body, face turned downward with comfortable support that allows for free breathing. The practitioner positions themselves to the side, always starting at the base of the skull, where the first vertebra connects with the occipital bone. The initial contact is made using the tips of the middle and index fingers, applying pressure equivalent to the weight of a coin on the skin. The specific sequence follows a precise neural pattern. Begin at the atlanto-occipital point for 30 seconds, allowing the tissue to remember the touch. Gradually move down the cervical spine from C1 to C7, maintaining contact for 15 seconds at each point, always on the sides of the spinous processes, never directly over them. During each touch, the receiver should begin three-dimensional breathing. Inhale while expanding the side ribs, the lower diaphragm, and the upper chest simultaneously, creating a complete breathing wave that internally massages the entire spine. As you transition into the thoracic region, slightly increase the pressure. Tissues in this area are denser and require more substantial contact. From T1 to T12, touch should be applied bilaterally, one hand on each side of the spine, creating a symmetrical field of stimulation that activates both neural hemispheres. Breathing now becomes deeper, allowing diaphragmatic movement to guide waves of reorganization upward and downward. The lumbar region requires extreme delicacy. From L1 to L5, the response is strongest to even subtler, almost ethereal touches. Here, the practitioner must listen with their hands to the tissue's responses, allowing the spine itself to indicate when it is ready to release crystallized tensions. The sacrum is touched with open palms, creating a wide energetic field that invites spontaneous movement. Reorganization waves begin as micro-movements, slight tremors, deeper breaths, sensations of warmth or tingling. Never force or direct these responses. They emerge naturally when the nervous system senses enough safety to release old patterns. Movement may evolve into larger undulations, traveling along the entire spine, reorganizing tissue and releasing somatic memories organically. Interpreting these involuntary micromovements reveals the nervous system's specific language during reorganization. Fine tremors in the limbs indicate sympathetic nervous system activation, releasing stored tension, while slow spinal undulations signal that the parasympathetic system is taking over, allowing deeper states of restoration. Spiral or rotational movements suggest that old traumatic patterns are being unwound and reintegrated into more functional forms. Spontaneous deeper breaths or long sighs are clear signs of energetic release. The diaphragm is relaxing chronic contractions, allowing freer neural flow between the chest and abdomen. Warmth radiating from the spine signals increased circulation and oxygenation of tissues, while tingling or electric currents revealed the reactivation of neural circuits that had been dormant. Recognition of coherence between the heart, brain, and spinal cord occurs when all three centers enter into synchronization. Monitor heart rate variability in states of coherence. The heartbeat becomes more rhythmic and stable. Breathing naturally slows and deepens without conscious effort. The mind quiets, producing less inner dialogue and more bodily presence. To amplify these states, use the technique of coherent breathing. Inhale for 5 seconds. Expanding the heart, pause for 2 seconds. Exhale for 5 seconds, while sending gratitude to the spine. Pause again. This 12-second cycle automatically synchronizes the 3 neural centers. Keep a soft focus on the heart region, while visualizing waves of golden warmth descending through the spine with each exhalation. Signs of deep integration include a sensation of internal melting, where the boundaries between spinal segments temporarily dissolve. The person may experience expanded body awareness, perceiving the spine as a river of energy flowing freely. Brief mystical states are common feelings of unity, connection with something greater, or inner visions of light. These experiences indicate that the nervous system has accessed rarely activated frequencies, where healing and transformation happen at a cellular level. Paxton spent years postponing his own well-being with empty promises to himself. "I'll take care of myself later, after I finish this project." As soon as things settled down, phrases he repeated for decades until, at 52 years old, he woke up one morning completely locked up, unable to turn his neck or bend down to tie his shoes. As a chief financial officer, he had outsourced his body to spreadsheets and reports, ignoring warning signs until they became impossible to ignore. During his first experience with network spinal, almost imperceptible touches at the base of the skull awakened something Paxton had forgotten existed. A warm wave traveled down his spine, not as pain or discomfort, but as if each vertebra was being gently awakened from a deep sleep. Microtremors began in the lumbar region, evolving into soft undulations that moved along the entire spinal axis. In just 3 weeks, unexpected transformations began to emerge. Paxton started breathing more deeply without trying. Food tasted richer. Colors appeared more vivid. The most noticeable shift was behavioral. The compulsion to work 16-hour days simply vanished. His body had regained the ability to signal when it needed rest, movement, or nourishment. A month later, Paxton realized that the waves had reorganized not just his physical posture, but behavioral patterns he had carried for decades. His physical rigidity was deeply tied to mental rigidity by releasing tension in his spine. He also released the compulsive need to control everything around him. He didn't just regain flexibility in his body, he reclaimed an ability to flow with life that he had lost somewhere in his youth. There is a quiet resistance that arises the moment you place your hands on your own spine. The sense that something so simple couldn't possibly work. Decades of cultural conditioning have programmed us to believe that real healing must be complex, expensive, and delivered by external authorities. Network spinal challenges that programming directly with touches too subtle for the rational mind to accept as real medicine. Transmutation happens through vibrational listening, an innate ability that has been systematically devalued by our technocratic culture. Before applying any touch, pause and simply listen with the palms of your hands to the spinal region. Each area vibrates at specific frequencies, some dense and stagnant, others fluid like flowing water. Trust these subtle perceptions. They are more accurate than any external test. When your mind questions the simplicity, remember, trillions of cells are coordinating complex vital functions right now without your conscious control. Your body already holds all the intelligence needed for self-healing. Network spinal simply removes the interference that blocks this natural wisdom. Apply the touches, knowing that you are communicating with the most sophisticated regenerative technology in the universe, your own nervous system, waiting to be activated through vibrational codes it instantly recognizes. The code has always been there, pulsing silently between your vertebrae, waiting only for you to learn how to listen. Network spinal doesn't teach your body anything new. It simply removes layers of interference that kept you from accessing a wisdom you already carried before you were even born. Each wave that moves through your spine carries information from millions of years of evolution. Each micro-movement reveals healing patterns that have been encoded in your DNA since the beginning. Reconnecting with this autonomous intelligence means more than just relieving symptoms. It is a return to your original state, where consciousness and physical body communicate with fluid harmony. When you allow spontaneous waves to reorganize your spine, you are participating in the same process that shapes galaxies, that organizes ecosystems, that keeps your heart beating without intervention from your thinking mind. Your spinal cord becomes a receiving antenna for cosmic frequencies that have always been broadcasting. The philosopher Plotinus said, "The soul is present wherever the body is, but the body is not always present where the soul is." Your spine is the place where soul and body finally meet in perfect synchrony. Each subtle touch not only releases physical tension, it invites scattered fragments of consciousness to return home, reuniting parts of yourself that had been separated by years of disconnection. The deepest transformation happens when we recognize our spine as a cosmic musical instrument, each vertebra a note, each wave a melody, each release a chord, resonating across invisible dimensions. In that moment, you stop having a body and become a living symphony, where consciousness and matter dance together to the eternal rhythm of existence, discovering itself through temporary forms, learning how to heal by singing. If this video resonated with you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. That helps us share this ancestral wisdom with more people who need to reconnect with their own body intelligence. I want to know how you feel the inner waves when you touch your own spine. Write in the comments, "I activate healing through network spinal in my sacred spine." That statement activates the healing frequency already pulsing within you. Share this video with someone you know needs to remember the self-healing technology they carry in their own spine. And don't stop here. Click the screen and dive into another transformational video on this channel. Each code you activate brings you closer to the body intelligence you were born to express. Remember, when you recognize your spine as a cosmic antenna, your body becomes the teacher, and healing is no longer a mystery. It becomes your natural language.